Good evening. Well, I'm choosing a rather unusual format for this little video today. Talking about the Townsville to Mount Isa Inlander train, and you go online and you see all sorts of things here about this train and photos of the train and so forth, and descriptions. I'll just give you a quick rundown. It says the Inlander provides the following facilities and services: drinking fountains, restrooms, showers for the sleeping berths, air conditioning, food and beverage services, providing meals, refreshments, snacks, confectionery and liquor service, on-board entertainment, and is also providing movies and shown in the club car. And so on it goes about first class travel with roomettes and twinettes are illustrated. And yes, the train is fairly slow, and it's a 21-hour journey. But considering that, and is comfortable, is safe, sleeping berths provide security and privacy. Now, what's happening with the Inlander, and what I believe will be happening with the Westlander, which runs from Brisbane to Charleville, is that the cars that are known as M series cars, that is the very old, well, built in 1950s cars that were used at the present on the Sunlander, for example, they'll all be withdrawn by about the first couple of days of 2015. Indeed, I'll be travelling on the last Sunlander, arriving in Brisbane on the 1st of January. Now, but getting back onto the Inlander, what is planned, and I confirmed this today with Queensland Rail by phone, is that only sitting cars will be running on the Inlander, and there'll be no food car, and there'll be no sleeping cars, and people will be forced to sit up for 21 hours. I would suggest that this is not going to be of any use or benefit or attraction to anybody. And of course, Queensland Rail and the government knows that they're doing what they're doing actually is what some of my American friends who are perhaps 60 years of age or older will know, is the Southern Pacific in the 1960s decided to downgrade its trains to the point where it had automatic buffet cars, that is to say automat cars with machines where you put money in and get your hot food, and where you could buy cold drinks and so forth, and they downgraded sleeping and other accommodations. Well, Queensland Rail is going to become one of the worst railway systems in the world for that type of situation. As I said, a 21-hour journey without sleeping cars, without buffet lounge facilities, and goodness knows what Queensland Rail have got in mind to do. Whether you order a meal to be taken from the local cafe or pub down to the railway station and served to you, or provided to you as a box lunch or something similar, and a set fee is paid, like what occurs on the Savannah-Lander tourist train, which is, by the way, a totally different set of circumstances, and one that is far more acceptable. It is a very, very enjoyable journey, and they travel by day over their journey all the way from Cairns to Forsyth. So we're also having a situation on the Brisbane to Cairns route that has a nice train, really, in general appearance, Spirit of Queensland, but they have no sleeping berths on it, and it has what they call lay flat seats, or rather oddly known as rail beds, and these cars might have 16 people or 19 people in them depending on the car, and the passengers will be competing in coughing and snoring, and there may even be a crying baby here and there. So that's what we've got, folks. We've got a situation where they will cut the train back to sitting cars, and then after the state election they will replace the Inlander and the Westlander by a Greyhound coach or bus service, let's say, and pensioners like myself and others will be able to travel free on those services, and they'll be told by the Queensland Government and QR that things have improved. So welcome to the new era on Queensland Rail, and I'd like to have your feedback, so thank you for viewing.